Let's take a deep breath in and out. Let's get started. Okay, y'all, welcome back to the podcast. It's me, your host, and your new BFF, Jannelle Sanchez. Listen, it has been one heck of a week. I know a lot of people say, oh my gosh, my life's a movie. I feel like it's a movie. But no, seriously, my life is literally a movie. Like, if I don't talk to my friends within like 2 or 3 days, they best to believe they already know that a whole new narrative is coming to my story. Like, back then you thought you knew me. No, baby. I change every single day. The story changes every single day. So I'm gonna need you to catch up with me. I'm gonna need you to keep in touch. I mean it when I say keep in touch, because if you don't keep in touch with me, baby, we are gonna be out of touch. Okay, because things happen so fast in my life. And before, I used to feel like a sense of like shame with that, like not even shame, but just like, oh, am I super unstable, all these things. And maybe I am in some ways, right? Maybe in some ways it is instability, but in a lot of ways, I just see it as me being this curious person, this curious young woman who is exploring the world. If there's like a bright light or something that I see that it looks like it's aligned with me, I'm going to be curious enough to go down that tunnel. I just am. And guess what? What's the worst that can happen? It's not a light. And by now I feel like I have grown enough maturity. I've grown enough wisdom, too much wisdom sometimes, to know, like, not all that glitters is gold. My cliche little saying. Okay. So I don't know. Should we start this with a catch up as to why Shorty did not even have a podcast episode last week, y'all? I don't know. I just had a great opportunity to be closer to the city. And not just that, but to save more money, make more money. And I took it. I took that opportunity and ran with it, because one thing about me, you are not going to catch me out here stressing to the point that I can't focus when I have so many passions and desires and things that I want to do in my life that I have not yet pursued, or I'm in the process of pursuing. So if you didn't know, I am a psychotherapist for students K through 12. And right now I'm on the journey of getting my LCSW. I have my LSW. I'm a licensed social worker in the state of Pennsylvania, which means I got my bachelor's, master's, and got licensed so I can be a therapist and all that good stuff. But now I'm working towards my clinical license, which means I am putting in hours and hours and hours of therapy sessions with students and people, so I can be diagnosing without a supervisor. Is that the right way to say it? I'm not sure if that's the right way to say it. But this is, y'all, my family here. We're family in here. So that's what I'm doing. And I absolutely love it. I love, it's funny. When I was even like a social worker and things like that, even when I was in school, I never thought that I would want to work with kids like this, like to this capacity. I just always felt like kids just felt like, I don't want to be no one's mom. I'm not a mom yet for a reason. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, I just felt like I'm not trying to babysit. I'm not trying to do all the things that come. Shout out to the parents out there. If you're listening to this and you are a parent, shout out to you, because I be thinking to myself, like, how do you have time to take care of all these little personalities and then yourself and your partner? Like, how do you do it? Hopefully you have some self-care scheduled in there, but girl, how are you doing that? Because even then it's like, I think about my own life and it's just me over here. And I be having my little breakdowns. Okay. I have my little breakdowns sometimes. So I'm like, I know for a fact y'all have your breakdowns. So shout out to all the parents. You know what? Mother's Day is coming. So shout out to all the moms. If you're a mom and listening to this, just you are loved. Take some time for you. And just shout out to my mom. I don't know if you're listening to my podcast yet, Mom, but I know I'd be sending you the episodes. But I love you. I love you so much. Thank you so much for the good looks, because, girl, I'm putting them to use. Just playing. You guys, I am like a little loosey-goosey over here because I don't have the camera set up. And it just feels so nice to be in my bed and just talk to you as if you are my friend on the other side of my bed or on my sofa. And maybe this is going to be a thing, only because, y'all, when I tell you guys the transition that I have made in the last 2 weeks, Yeah, I need to find my, let's just say I need to find my podcast stand. We need to find where that's at. I still am living in Philly. Um, but I'm just, yeah, just closer to the city, which I'm loving. Okay, so today I wanted to talk about, I know I posted on my Instagram a little bit about taking a step back to move forward. And I know in my episode 2, we talked about resilience and our bounce back. So I didn't want to dive too much into like resilience and grit and all that. But what I did want to talk about is how sometimes when we are on our journey of moving towards the goal we have, whether it's like you're in school for a degree, you are on a weight loss journey or on a health journey, like I like to say, fitness journey. You are, I don't know, in search of something, and you're on your purpose road, you know. Sometimes taking a step back to move forward is so necessary. And it can be really hard when we think about it because, you know, who wants to take a step back, especially when you're in a certain place in life? Sometimes we get caught up in our age, and, you know, how old we are. Sometimes we get caught up in the time spent towards a thing. Sometimes we get caught up on money spent towards a thing. And it's like, now, why would I take a step back? And the reason is you want to take a step back to move forward. Sometimes the bravest thing you can do is pause, not quit, not give up, just step back, breathe, and realign. Taking a step back doesn't mean you're failing or falling behind. It means you're clearing the path to move forward with clarity, with purpose, and peace. And this last 2 weeks, that's something that I really dove into. I had to take a step back to make a path, to make it clear, you know, to make things clear. And so I can move forward with clarity, purpose, and peace. Big one is peace. Big one. This week, I'm going to talk about what it looks like to retreat inward in order to rise stronger, in order to move forward, and to feel good, feel a sense of pride for yourself in doing so. Sometimes stepping back is the only way to see the full picture. Taking a step back, it really means emotionally, whether it's emotional, mental, and even physically, it really, really, really means just being able to pause and being okay with pausing and taking a step back. It really just helps you, not even just helps you, but it's pausing and it's reflecting. And that is something that's so hard for a lot of people. Like, I know often when I'm talking to my clients or I'm talking to people, I always say, and I mentioned this in my last episode, like, do you meditate? Do you meditate? Do you take time to just journal, you know, to take a moment for you? That is what it means to take a step back. It means to just pause, breathe in, breathe out, and let's reflect. Now, I know we talk and we hear a lot about burnout, but this is such a real thing, and it comes from overcommitting. It comes from just feeling like emotionally overwhelmed, and it comes from this place of just going, and never taking a moment to stop because we're so desperate. We're so like focused on getting to where we're going, just that end goal, that we're not even taking a moment to look down and see, wait, are we prepared? Are we still okay? Do we have what we need to get us there? I know when we started this thing, we were good, but did we take inventory as we continued on this journey? Maybe when you started your project or your degree or your, I don't know, even a relationship, right? You had everything you need. Things were in order. You felt good. Money was right. Emotions were high. But maybe now on the journey, you know, the journey can like run you down sometimes, right? Maybe you overcommitted to other things, or maybe you just felt like you didn't take care of yourself and now you feel overwhelmed. These are real things that happen, and I want to normalize it. I want to normalize that it is normal to feel burnt out when you're passionately pursuing a thing. It's normal to feel burnt out when you are, you know, overcommitting and you're emotionally overwhelmed. To share a little bit about me, I try not to really share like what's going on in my life like right now, just because I'm still processing, and I like to be very intentional about the things that I do share and don't. And this is something that I feel like is I think is appropriate for me to share, just because it's not like this overwhelming like thing. But it is something that I had to do. I had to take a step back in order to move forward. And this is something that I think would be super helpful for a lot of people who are listening, because I think we don't normalize steps back. We normalize forward movement always. And even in society, even the way that we view the world, even the way that people post, it's always like, let's put these highlights up. Let's move forward, move forward, move forward. No one is sitting down posting, hey, everyone, I had to downsize, or hey, everyone, I had to move back home, or I had, no one's doing that. And I think we should do more of that, because that's normal. Because that is the human experience, because that is real. And I feel like we would be more connected as a community. We would be more connected as people if we took time. And I hate it because it's like you hear it all the time, but it's so true. If we took time to share these moments as well. Now, I'm not saying, like, for me, I don't think I'd ever cry online. Shout out to y'all who do. I wish I could, but I can't, because first of all, I have an ugly cry. I have an ugly cry, so I can't be doing that. But I do appreciate, I'm not going to lie, I know some people think it's cringy when people like cry and stuff online. And although I'm not encouraging you to do it, like to be crying and putting yourself out there, because I don't think exploiting yourself could be great. Again, if you do that, you know what you need to do to protect yourself. But I also do have like a level of respect for people who do that too, because I feel like we're always posting our most high, like exciting, joyful moments. Why not share, the moments that are not that high and exciting and joyful? And those things are very normal, because we're people. Normalize the different states of being. Normalize our emotions. That's okay. I want to talk about this because we should be normalizing the moments that we take a step back. I think social media has become this thing where it's almost like social media has become a trophy shelf. So we're going to post all our trophies so people can walk into our woman cave or man cave and say, wow, look at this, look at that, wow, 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 And it's okay, because I want to celebrate you. When I see shit like that, when I see stuff like that, I'm like, yeah, I want to celebrate that. That's amazing. You were doing hard things. I'm here to celebrate you. But I also think it's totally okay to post some things that, man, this was really hard. This sucked. And I just wish it was different, but this is what it is, because we all experience moments like that. And guess what? Moments like that won't be as hard if we were more open about them as a people, as a community, even within our friend groups. I have, so talking about all of this, like taking a step to move forward, I want to get back to this. I have a group of my girlfriends that I often talk to about a lot of things. We have different, even, I have a guy friend, I should mention him too. I'm always talking about my girlfriends, but I have a guy best friend too. So, and I talk to them about different things, and it's so beautiful, because it's gotten to the point where, again, like, I feel like I've grown and matured a lot, that the things we talk about and the ways that I take a step back to move forward, it's very different than when we were like in our undergrad years or like, younger, because I don't necessarily need their validation to make my decisions. They're probably listening like, yeah, girl, you just be like, yeah, this is where I'm at. This is what I'm doing. But I share it with them because, one, it does feel comforting to know that, like, I'm going through a hard time, or I'm going to step back, and this is my plan. This is what I'm doing. And it just feels nice to know that people are there knowing what you're going through and checking in. It's just nice, the same way like you would want to do that for your friend. But like I said, sometimes you grow into a place of maturity, of self-trust, that you don't necessarily need this validation of others. It's your own validation that matters. And that's why you can move. You don't have to wait so much on an idea. You don't have to linger, because you trust yourself so much that you're about to do the damn thing. And you know that, hey, if it's not what I thought it was, I can always turn around. Okay. Wisdom will help you do that. Wisdom will give you that confidence. Wisdom comes with experience. It comes with exposure. It comes with curiosity. Like, that's what comes. That's what helps you build your wisdom. But back to what we were talking about. So, I was talking to them about talking to my one girlfriend and letting her know, like, hey, I'm really struggling in this area. It's not like, it's just not it. I am not enjoying this area of my life because I'm so tied up. I'm so overcommitted in these different things. I'm gonna take a step back. I think I'm gonna downsize. So I had overcommitted financially with so many things. I am pursuing this clinical license. I'm working towards, I'm having all my sessions, doing that. My fitness is really important to me, so I'm doing that. I had some things come up last year that really put me in a bad place financially, and I shared this with her, and I was just like, hey, I'm gonna take a step back and I'm gonna downsize my 2-bedroom apartment. And I love my office. I also didn't move there too long ago, and I wasn't even it's not even embarrassed, because I just feel like if you get to a certain age of your life where you're like, I don't give a damn what anyone else thinks, because they're not living my life, And that's why I'm always letting y'all know, you guys, you are the driver of your life. You can't be driving, worried about what everyone else around you is saying and doing. And also, with that being said, the people who love you and people who know you and have been with you through hard times, high times, those are not the ones who are going to judge you. If anything, those are the ones who are going to understand you the most. They may even be the ones to say, hey, I think that's a great idea. Actually, I've had to do this too, back when blank, blank, blank. They actually have their own experiences where they've also had to take a step back, or they've also had to go through something similar, and they can share that with you. So it's actually more people for you than you think are against you. And it's that mind shift and that reframing that we have to do sometimes, because yeah, sure, maybe you've had a fallout every now and then, or maybe you were younger, or maybe you just made a decision before that didn't work out the best, but it takes some of your ego to sit that ass down, and some of your mind to get some reframing, because you'll find that the people who really care and love you, they really are cheering you on. So I say all that to say is I told my girlfriend, I told my crew, hey, I'm going to take a step back in order to move forward. And that was probably the best thing I could have done, because even this week I'm just feeling so light. I'm feeling so good. I'm feeling so airy. I'm feeling all the things that I know in my head this is what it should be feeling like. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm sure we're all going through things that are really tough right now, which is why I'm always you never know what someone's going through. Treat people nice. But being able to take a step back to view the full picture, it's going to help you breathe. It's going to help you get to a place where the cadence of your life feels good. Okay, how do you know if you need to take a step back? What are the signs? And I'm going to tell you right now, the first sign is you're feeling drained or resentful. It's everything that you do, whether it's something like hanging out with a friend, waking up and going to work out, or, going and doing something that you regularly do, it just feels so draining. Everything just feels, it doesn't feel like it's giving you energy. It feels like it's taking energy from you. And it just feels heavy, because again, you're having all these other compartments of your life, or whatever part of compartment in your life that you're feeling that heaviness, that is kind of leaking in and seeping into the other areas of your life. So you're going to feel drained. You're going to feel resentful. What is life? Well, that might be a little too deep. Hold on. But you'll feel what I'm doing, is it even making a difference? You'll feel some of that. You're going to feel unclear on your why. Very unclear on your why, and start second guessing your why, and start second guessing that vision board you have hanging up. You're gonna start second guessing that. You're also gonna be forcing yourself to keep up out of guilt, fear, or comparison. And that is a sign that I think you should be very sensitive to, because a lot of times when we are go-getters, passionate people, creative people, people who just want to make a difference in this world, we do things because it's just it's in our gut to do it. It's in the way we are. But the minute that we start to feel guilt, or we start to feel this overwhelming sense of fear, now fear can be a motivating factor, right? And there is a fear that comes with everything we do. When we're trying new things, because our body and our brain is trying to keep us safe. But I'm not talking about that kind of fear. I'm talking about things that usually would not scare you. You're starting to second doubt because you feel like, oh, I don't have enough resources. Oh, I don't have this. I don't have this person. When in reality, those things were never even a question, because you knew those things would come. It's just now you're dealing with this fear that's like, it's more because you're stressed out, you're drained from the other areas of your life. A big one is comparison. When you find that you're always comparing yourself to other people in the season of like overwhelmingness, first of all, it's going to be easy to compare yourself to other people. That thing is going to be in your face all the time because one, you're already not happy and overwhelmed with yourself in an area of your life. But now you see other people who are, or at least appear to be, because we're going to be big on the appear to be, okay? Appear to be thriving and appear to be happy and appear to be like just living the best life. And it's going to just seem louder because you're feeling like you're not. And another sign is you no longer enjoy what once excited you. This was a hard one for me because I'm a person who gets easily excited. I'm not gonna lie. I get so excited over like so many things because I just feel like life is just like beautiful. I think people are cool. When I start thinking that people are annoying as hell, that's when I know like, okay, girl, what's going on the inside? Either you gotta sleep, you gotta eat, or you need to take a step back because, and I start just getting into that space where I'm just like, I don't want to meet new people. I don't want to be outside. It's given depressed, right? No, not depressed, but it's just more like I need to take a step back to make clear space so I can think clearly, so I can have space in my heart to give other people and move forward. But that's another sign. It's just, you just no longer enjoy what excites you. Now, what I want you to do is, y'all know I love to journal and I need y'all to start journaling with me. So this is what I want you to journal about. I want you to journal on these signs that I just shared, okay? If you're feeling drained and resentful, if you're unclear on your why, you're forcing yourself to keep up out of like guilt, fear, comparison, or you're no longer enjoying the things that once excited you. Those signs, I want you to write them in your journal and reflect on what resonates with you. Okay. If this whole episode resonates, do that. But if it doesn't, you don't gotta do that. Okay. So this is what I want you to do in your setback season. Okay. I want you to get still and I want you to embrace rest, not rush. Let me tell you, slowing down has been the biggest gift I have given myself. For a lot of you guys who know me and like my journey, I have been training to be a cycle instructor. I hurt my knee, so I took some time off and I have not gotten fully back into my cycle training just because one, I'm not interested in the spot that I was doing it at. I'm looking to, other spots, but also I just find that in the midst of me like doing Pilates and like solid core, the slowness of it has been giving me so much, like my body, so much peace and so much like, it just makes me feel so good and clear and zen almost, And that's how I feel like I'm viewing my life now. Like where are the areas in my life that I can slow down in? Because I'm finding, and even when I talk, I'm a fast talker. I'm sure there's parts of this podcast that you're like, Jannelle, what did you just say? But it's because I speak so fast. I talk so fast. It's probably because I'm Spanish, and we talk really fast. But I said Spanish. I'm Hispanic. Y'all know the difference between Spanish and Hispanic. Anyway, I just been finding ways to slow down in my cadence of talking, not on this podcast, but when I'm talking to people. I'm like slowing my cadence down. When I'm home, I'm telling myself, you don't have to rush. It's okay. You really don't have to rush. You're on time. You're fine. So get still, embrace rest, not rush. If you're tired, take a break. Okay. And tired doesn't mean sleep until 12 o'clock in the afternoon and you need to rest like that. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying get lazy. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is, don't put so much pressure on yourself to do all the things, because guess what? Tomorrow is going to be here. Tomorrow will be here. And if it does not matter, if it's not going to matter in the next 24 hours, you really don't need to stress yourself out over this. You really don't. Okay, so you're so overwhelmed and you have a pile of laundry that needs to be folded, but you have all these other things. Why are you going to stress yourself out over this pile of laundry that doesn't even have feelings? Doesn't even talk. Okay? No, like don't. It's okay. You could do that tomorrow morning. It's okay. All right? Another thing you could do is revisit your values. What matters to you now? I was talking to a girlfriend of mine and we were talking about how like we decided to shift in the way we were going with certain things. And she was telling me like, hey, I decided to go back to school. And then it was really hard for me to tell myself, I don't have to like finish this right now. Like, it just didn't work with her life. She is transitioning into a wife. She is, moving. She's doing all these things. And right now her doctorate degree is just not, it's not fitting with the freaking full picture right now, And I just tell her like, it's okay to change your mind. It's okay. And it's funny, one day I'll be telling her something and helping her out. The next day she tells me, she'll probably be telling me the same thing in a few months. But, I say all this to say, you guys, it's okay to change your mind. It's okay to say, hey, when I made that decision, I was not the person that I am today. Now, I'm not telling y'all to go divorce your partner. That is not what I'm saying. If that is what you got, please, I'm going to need you to put this in context, okay? I'm not telling you to go make these like that drastic decisions that might hurt other people. Another thing I suggest you do is let go of the pressure. Let go of pressure. Release expectations or timelines. Okay? Now, this is, again, like, if you have timelines for a project for work, this is not the context I'm talking to you about. Okay? We're talking about when you're feeling so overwhelmed and you're drowning in whatever area of life it is that you're drowning in, and you need to take a step back. Okay? So you need to release yourself of the expectations and timelines of other people, of yourself. I'm going to keep it 100. You be having friends who think just because it's their birthday. Now, I'm not talking to y'all Geminis. I know the Geminis are going to come get me, and I have a lot of Gemini friends. I'm not talking to y'all. But, I've met people who they have friends who they, think just because it's their friend's birthday that they have to go all out and spend thousands of dollars to go celebrate their friend's birthday. Well, sorry, honey, that's not what we're doing today. No, you are not my child. I am not spending thousands of dollars on your birthday. Do you know I have family members too? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's okay. It's really okay for you to release expectations that others have put on you or you put on yourself, or timelines. Lastly, I really suggest you connect with joy. I should say reconnect with joy. Do something that fills your cup without producing anything. This is the hardest thing for me. Like, when I tell you, it feels like I'm wasting time and I'm wasting just time that I could be productive. And I don't even know how else to say it. I just feel like it's just, even me talking on the phone sometimes, I'm like, this is a waste of my time, because I'm like thinking like, oh, I could be doing something like cleaning my kitchen. I could be working on this, recording my podcast. And sometimes you just have to connect with joy, reconnect with friends that bring you joy. Reconnect with nature. If it gives you energy and it gives you like this sense of life, that when you're just walking outside in the grass or hearing the birds or hearing the city sounds, go do that. If just watching a nice show with your mom or your daughter, it gives you energy, do that. If watching, planting, watering your plants, repotting your plants, doing something that takes some time, reconnect with things that fill your cup without producing anything. I can hang out with my friends without thinking, what should we talk about our next podcast episode, or what are you doing for your content calendar? Like, we don't have to produce anything. Sometimes we could just be here together and just be, sometimes we could just say, I'm going for a walk. And it's not because I'm trying to get my steps in. It's just because I'm going for a walk. That's it. And this is so great because it helps you be present. And this is why I really suggest you do like meditation in the morning, whether it's a 10-minute YouTube meditation. I'm working on my meditation, so you guys can start using those on YouTube. Getting even a minute meditation, a minute mindful moment for you just to be present, because it's going to help you accepting like yourself doing things that are not for the sake of producing for others or for your own self-worth. It's okay. You can totally totally take a moment to just be present and not have to have an outcome of this moment. And guess what? You are still that girl. You're still that guy. It's going to be okay. Something that you can reflect on, you could put in your journal, maybe on your notes app, is if I could release the pressure to perform or prove something, what would I give myself permission to do instead? I want you to reflect on that. I want you to write down in your journal, if I could release the pressure to perform or prove something, what would I give myself permission to do instead? I would love to hear your answers to this question. So if you're listening to this and this is resonating, make yourself a note. So after you're done listening to this whole episode, you can like message me on Insta or put it in the comments. So now we know what to do in the setback period, right? When we're taking the setback. And now moving forward, this is what I want us to do. This is what I'm doing moving forward, is with intention, moving forward with intention. Right now, I'm still in that step back kind of moment where I'm reconnecting with joy. This is why you saw me having some friend time this week on my Insta stories. Had a nice little piña colada. And I was like, whoa, I forgot how fun it is just to hang out with friends and laugh and not have any agenda other than to just be together. However, moving forward, I'm moving forward with intention. And again, this is something that I shared in my last episode. You're not starting over. You're just starting from experience. Okay. So if you're like just recovering from an overwhelming area of your life that you're just trying to, step back to move forward, just know you're not starting over. You're starting from experience. I want you to celebrate the fact that you even paused. And when you paused with purpose. You didn't just like say, I'm just going to stop everything and that's it. No. You said, I'm stopping because X, Y, and Z so I can do X, Y, and Z. Go you. And start small. One aligned step forward is more powerful than 10 forced ones. You guys, a little bit of time, just one bite, just take one bite, you can eat the whole elephant. I used to hate that saying, but I actually really love it now. And this is going to help you. This is going to help you get some clarity. It's going to help you get some peace. Because honestly, at the end of the day, it's about peace. It's really about peace and keeping that tension, keeping that stress out of your body, out of your mind, and being present and living a life that you feel good living. You're not behind, you're becoming. And every pause you take is part of the story. So on Instagram, I said, share time you had to take a step back in order to move forward. And some of you guys shared your responses and I really appreciate it. I'll just share a few of them. Rob said, I took a significant pay cut to become a manager after being an accounts executive for years. Wow. Listen, when it comes to money, things get funny. And I commend you, Rob, on doing that, because I think when it comes to anything that has to do financially, it could be one of the hardest, not even one of the hardest, and shouldn't say that. Yes, we have other things in life that can be hard. But money really, it supports your, your lifestyle. You're living somewhere, you're paying bills, you have a certain way of living. That money's going to come through. So the fact that you took a pay cut because you knew in the long run, you knew in the years to come, I'm going to sacrifice now so later I can reap the benefits of me just stepping back. So shout out to you. That's amazing. And I can see that it's really been a game changer for you. So shout out to you. All right. Someone else said, distancing myself from the negative energy around me allowed me to refocus and regain balance. I know that's right. Again, another hard one. Thank you, Vince, for sharing that. Sometimes we're just moving away from people and just surroundings that are literally not life-giving. Let me tell you, you are the five people you hang out with most, that's who you are. So the fact that you said, listen, I'm going to distance myself from that to regain your own focus, to regain your own vision, right? Sometimes hanging out with people who have this skewed way of thinking and living, that's gonna rub off on you. You might not even notice. So shout out to you, Vince. Someone else said, I've changed course, but always tried to keep moving forward. I love that, because that's that grit. That's that grit. That's that resilience. That's that we all need. It's listen, we can change the course, we can pivot, but forward is always the movement. It's always the movement. Awesome. Who else? Someone said, taking time off from work to focus on my mental health. You guys know, if it's going to be one thing that I'm going to always advocate, it's going to be focusing on your mental health, because that is all you got, baby. Good for you. You know, we're living in a time. I hate when people say that we're living in a society in a time. No, but our country is very like work. If you don't work, guess what? Like, you're not gonna have the life that you see on Instagram. And it's like, first of all, is it okay if you don't have the life on Instagram? Yes, it is okay. But where are the areas in your life that you are prioritizing your mental health? If you don't have your mental health in order, you can't really be the best you. You can't really show up to the world and show up for yourself at your highest, capacity and potential. And I think you deserve that. I think you deserve to be able to live a life that you love, and I think you deserve to live a life that you love yourself, in which you love yourself. And taking a break, or even taking a moment to be intentional about your mental health is so crucial for that. It's so key. So I know it's hard for a lot of people, because some people, we're not raised knowing what it means to take care of our mental health. And to be honest too, I've been thinking about this. If you're anything like me, my parents are not from the United States, and I feel like they were raised in nature. Okay. They were raised in nature. My dad was raised in DR. And when he took me to go visit his, the little countryside he lived in, it's like, okay, you have animals, you have trees. Don't get me wrong. He had a lot of trauma and poverty, but he also had, things that we recommend for mental health, like being connected to plants, animals, like people, community. And I think we lack that. And I feel like, we need to be more intentional about that. Sometimes even to be in community, you have to spend so much money. And it's like, oh my gosh, like, can we all meet at a park? Please, everyone bring a blanket. But that is so good. So I'm so happy that you took a pause from work, back to the response, and you prioritize your mental health. So I can't wait to talk to y'all more about this. I'm excited for you guys to listen to this podcast. I'm in my bed and I've been recording this, and this actually feels really good because it's like no pressure as far as my cameras and all that. Y'all, I be doing that by myself. It'd be a lot of work. I'd be so sweaty at the end of my episode. I'd be so sweaty and I'd be thinking about 10,000 things. So this is a little bit better just to be able to like talk freely. So I'm gonna wish you well. I want you to know you are your best thing. And as long as you have everything you need to be your best thing and to continue to be your best thing. Okay. So if you have any comments, please hit me up on Instagram at It's Jannelle Sanchez. Subscribe to the YouTube and make sure you're following on Spotify so you never miss an episode. And I'll talk to you guys soon. Thanks for listening.